We're back, guys. I'm sorry. 7:58. We were looking at the economic calendar for gold, metals, forexfactory.com metals. 8:30 unemployment claims are going to come out. And that should be it should be positive once again for dollar. That's what I think. That's what I'm liking to see. Okay. And so we could anticipate this. We can anticipate this, and so what we have to study is where is the market showing me it wants to go. That's like, I think that's part of the trick, right? Part of the game. Like, according to your general idea of what you want to happen and what you're studying and could happen, and having all of those arguments and conditions and rules and so on, you can start to anticipate this. So notice this. New York just open, right? This is London's range. So New York is likely to retest the high because it's so close to it. Probably break through it. And because it's been rebounding off, they could take it up over here. However, if they want to go high, they're going to want to first grab liquidity. They try, right? They could. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Okay, remember my disclaimer is always at the beginning of the video, and I'll make sure I put this again. But I'm not a financial advisor, okay? This is for educational and personal purposes only. Let's get back to it. New York opens. Could test the highs and possibly run down a bit over here, grab liquidity down here, push high to anticipate the news that if they were to come out negative for the US, positive for the US dollar, that gives it reason to fall back down toward this very important support that we've been having here since Monday. So the whole week it's been respecting and trying to break the 1816 to 1815 range. And if you've noticed, for it to do so, it hasn't been able to grab liquidity from all the way up here. It fails, it comes back up, fails, comes back up. It's starting to run down again, and it's made a stop over here. So we are in the middle of the range, kind of, so I wouldn't do anything right now. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame, and you can see that if we map out, I'm going to take the market sessions out for a little bit. So this is where the important prices are. So I've taken these candles and these candles over here. The wicks do matter, yes, but your first levels are where the bodies of the candles are. So notice how we are pretty much in the middle of the range. There's an imbalance right there. So the market could be coming up here and then trying to break this structure to retest support. If it closes above and back into this range, when I say range I mean this group of candles right there. If a candle closes up over here, then it's going to want to grab liquidity anywhere near these wicks, or this wick, which is the next level of resistance, and then try to come down again. And obviously the news is going to help it do whatever it has to do, whether that's a push to the upside to grab more liquidity, or a break to the downside to retest this support, probably induce people to sell and then come back up, because I mean, that happens a lot, especially during news week and news days. So just because the market retests this support, don't jump in all excited trying to sell, thinking it's gonna break finally and come down a lot. Because obviously, yes, if the market breaks whatever resistance or support, it will break pretty strong, because it's been consolidated for the whole week. So it's been waiting for the NFP, which is on Friday. That's tomorrow. What could happen today is an initial idea of what the NFP could look like, and so the market would probably break these interesting support or resistance areas and then come back down into the range. I'm thinking out loud. This is just based on my experience in the past and just trying to join dots and, you know, understand. And I'm discussing with you. So 8:05, we see the market retesting London's high, and the reason it's doing that, it's to my understanding, is because it opened New York forex trading hours. That market opened very close to the London high, so it's trying to go up, getting people to buy. It's gonna come into this imbalance area anywhere around here. It could make a continuation of this push down. Now for that to happen, this is a key price right there. You see these candles? These candles helped as support during this push up, and when the market broke down, it didn't even retest it. So this is a key price. If the candles close on or below that price, then the market should respect that resistance and come down. I'm going to put a line right there. That's that little gold line. I'm going to make it thicker so you can appreciate it better. Okay. And I'm going to make a text box right here. Okay. So that's what could happen if if it extends toward that imbalanced rectangle area over here. If it makes a double top here with the double session, well then it could just come back right down, but I don't think so. I like the idea of it coming in here first and then coming back down. It's got half an hour to do that before the news come out, and so we're thinking, right? We're anticipating that the news is going to come out positive for the U.S. Reason I say that is because it's been doing so for the past month, even more. So it's been a constant, apparently growing, and I say apparently because I'm just not, I don't buy all this all the time. You know, I think news are very manipulated, especially news, not the market per se. The buying and selling, I mean, that's the free market. You do what you want to do with your money, but the news media and the sources and all these numbers, I mean, whatever. I'm, you know, trying to figure out their game as well. So that means, and that being said, that today, why is this on? After, there you go. So that means that this could be, again, positive. So they have this forecasted as 211. Say the number is something like 207, 208. And I say that because the previous was 204. So for them to say, oh, we're going to forecast to 211, that's a pretty high jump. It usually, notice how it usually goes, they forecast it a few points away. So 221, 224, 217, 226, that was too high. That's why this number came out lower than that one. So it came out positive, you see that? And of course it came out positive, but it only came out to be 3 points away, so 217 to 220. This 221, 224 to 201, that was weird. These numbers, generally speaking, in a more perfect society, shouldn't be that different. I mean, if there's an order and, you know, someone and a group of people will take this more seriously and, you know, have this very, I mean, it's hard though, of course, it's very hard, you know, but you get what I'm saying. These numbers should be a little bit more, they should make a bit more sense. But anyway, back to the idea. What I was trying to say is, anticipating these news, the market kind of helps us out. So say if we're seeing that the market is pushing up, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna go up. It means it's looking for better entries to go lower, and that we can determine based on the trend. Yes, of course, the market is at a very low point. It's been consolidating. What if this is like a turnaround? Yeah, of course it could. But I'm also taking into my equation of thinking and decision making the fact that it has been positive news for the US dollar for the past, I think, is it 2 months? Let's go to the Dixie. I have it somewhere here. The dollar index. Let's see. So the dollar index, I don't even know which source to use anymore. Whatever, let's grab this one. The dollar index is making a return low, also expecting news. I would say I'm gonna get markets away. Let's see, this is 4 hours. There is imbalance there, it got to it. It's bouncing off, there's also more imbalance here. We had this area where it's respected it. And yeah, this on the weekly chart, there has to be a little bit higher push. I'm trying to see if this is all going to make sense. Right, all of this is in balance, and we got that wick right there. So the market could come down here and then back up, and it would make sense if the news is positive, right? Because then the market is coming down for it to grab a better entry point, for it to push a bit higher, having positive news. And yes, July, junio, julio. Julio, agosto, septiembre, October. 3 months. All good for the dollar. And this is happening because of the interest rates, right? They've been raising interest rates. That means that investment and money would pay back more interest. So yeah, that's an immediate alternative to bring down inflation in a way, right? But I'm not gonna get into fundamentals or macroeconomic or economic discussions, because it's all relative to how you think and how you understand. And in the end, also, some things don't make sense either. Like, for example, it doesn't make sense to me that you see a bunch of news sources, especially social media, but then social media is a toxic engine, but you see a lot of articles as well of people and companies firing their staff, laying off, they say. So I don't know which companies are the recent ones, but I got tired after seeing it from Twitter, from Google, from you name them, laying off thousands of employees. So and then seeing these numbers be good, as if unemployment isn't rising. Unemployment is coming down, meaning people are saying they are not unemployed, right? That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever, we have to follow the rules of the system. And this is gold daily. Yes, we saw that. We were in the 15-minute time frame, retested the high, made a wick there, so it could start, and it closed, look at that, it closed below those candles, so it's not showing too much strength to go up here. Let's wait and see. It could be just ranging within London's range still. Remember that 8:30 the news comes out, so that news could be the one that gives the strength for it to break up or down. I'm saying that now because it's only 10 minutes for the news to come out. So I don't think in less than 2 candles that the market is going to push all the way up here or all the way down here. Right? That's also the criteria that you that you should start, you know, taking into consideration. Like, okay, so it's coming down. Yep, it's bouncing off London's high, coming to retest its low. There's London's low. There's New York open. New York retests London's high, as I have said many times. Each session during its opening tends to retest previous session's range, depending on where it opens in relation to that range. New York opened closer to the London's high, so it goes and tests it, grabs orders here to come down lower, and it's showing that it might want to just turn around to retest its low. And if it's showing this, they're trying to get people to sell. So this is just an inducement push. It'll probably break the support. A lot of people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's breaking, sell, go sell. I told you so, this is gonna break. If it reaches 18, 19 or whatever, sell. So anywhere around here you could buy it. Oh, look at that also. See, market is fetching down and is rebouncing back like quickly. So that's why you see those candles make those wicks. So I like that. I like those wicks to the downside, because all that means is that the market is just fetching down fast, trying to get you to sell, and then boom, bounces back up. Is gonna grab more orders here during news in 9 minutes, or within these 10 minutes left. We could see a few candles, if not now, bouncing back up high, come anywhere within this little rectangle here, and then anywhere over here it'll make a big wick, close within this range, and then go up high. That could mean that make sense if unemployment isn't good. No, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna stick to my initial idea that this is gonna come out yet again negative for gold, meaning here you're gonna see a green number, and this is the anticipation of it, inducing people to sell early, and then it's just gonna push and grab a better entry point, and then somewhere at like 9:30 to 10 it could end up breaking. I'm thinking out loud. For all we know, this could just collapse now. But yeah, you get how I think, or how I try to understand all of this. So this is my challenge area. 7 minutes for that to come out. Also, this could come down to here, by the way. That could come down to here and then break and rebound again. And we would only know if it closes below these candles. If one of these candles close below this, it is going to want to retest the support, and so on. If it breaks below, and then it's going to start coming down lower, blah blah blah. So let's see what happens. There's many stop losses down here for people that are going long. So that could be anywhere here. There you go. Keep going. It's rebounding on that price. It traded past it already. So it's retesting London's low. You see that? Retest the range. Now this, if it breaks, like I said, it might be wanting to come in here. Okay, so 5-minute candle is going to close on that price pretty much. So yeah, this could be a wick here or a turnaround, but let's wait, because in 5 minutes we're gonna see that. Okay, now the fact is trading into there, I might want to see a wick lower here, and depending on how it closes, we're gonna project this to go down to here or back in the range. My favorite idea would be, I'll show you in a second. My favorite, like I said, would be any moment now to come back up to this imbalance area on the short term, within minutes. Within minutes. I mean, probably 30 minutes or so, 20, 30. Anticipating news. This is a pretty hard and challenging task, by the way. And also thinking on even trading. And so from what I see, this could come back to here if it fails. Where's a level? There's an imbalance right over here. That's why it's fetching orders in there. That's it. Yep. There's my order. There it is. I want this to bounce within this rectangle. And it could break immediately, right? Like I said, if this is a red number again in 2 minutes for gold and for metals, then logically it should go down. That's where I'm saying that market could, before it actually does indeed what its logic says so, it would need to induce people to do the opposite so that it can grab liquidity and better points of entries. So you see that? It's like showing that rejection back into that range on this rectangle where it was imbalance, and we had that all the way here. So this rectangle, we had it also in there, considering these candles, and it's where it eventually came down a little bit too. The reason why it came down more, it's because there was imbalance right there from that wick, and it managed to meet it, and right on that price it's showing rejection, and we've got 1 minute left until our news source come out saying that the US is the king of kings, and that there is not as much unemployment as we were expecting. I'm gonna say 208. I'm trying to guess things. I like these things. I like to play along. So, by the way, you'll see the market react way before. So I'm going with you like this so you can see it. Watch that. There you go. Boom. Refresh. It doesn't show it. Inducing people. Come on. Haha, pending. Yeah, right. Okay. So from that, I think bro, why are you pending this? That's crazy. Coming into this imbalance. My guess is 208 or 207. Well, look at that. And this should be... Why do they put it... Why don't they put it... Oh, that's bad. Because before it was 204, now it's 207. That should be a red number. So you see what I'm talking about? So notice how every time forecast was lower, I mean the actual was lower than forecast, it came out green. Well, maybe the color is not coming out right now, but these are all tricks. I don't buy any of this, but whatever. So you see, coming into this imbalance rectangle, and it's actually there, but I like to take these. I like to take these candles as well. So unless it doesn't break this area, it's just finding orders there, and then it could find a better price of entry higher, because the trend is still to go down on gold. It's coming down strong. Let's see the dollar index, see what it did based on that. Yep, anticipating news. We said it was going to come down a little bit more and then bounce back up, right? Remember, that was our... So coming here and then dollar index to come down, anticipate news. Okay. Gold is still there. Doesn't know what to do. This is also something I would like for it to try and break. But let's see, because I don't think it'll have enough to close under this area. As you can see, it's making those rejection wicks, and maybe any moment now the market might just start to make its way back to the top over here. I posted a video on YouTube saying, in my Instagram, saying that this support is very strong. Like, this is a very psychological ground. 1815, 1817 range, even 1820. So notice how below 1820 a lot of people just, money stops there. So I'm thinking it'll take quite the orders and the amount of volume and liquidity for it to just go through it, right? So I like the idea. I'm a big believer that it has to retest 1830 right here, 1830 or 1832 at least, right there, I want it. I want to see here. But let's wait. Patience, pace. Patience, pace. I'm gonna do something. Don't try this at home. It's paper money, by the way. Don't worry. Oh, this is my previous. I'll talk about this in a second, actually. Yeah. But we managed to make that perfect read on that push toward the 1825. There you go. You see what I'm talking about? The wicks, the inducement to get people to sell, and then eventually to come back. And that's why I said I was gonna do something. I was gonna buy. I wanna buy. Wait for me. Wait for me. I'm gonna buy. I don't even know. I'm gonna buy 5. Buy there 5. And then I want to see my positions and my orders. Thank you. And I'm gonna put that stop loss right there. And this, I'm gonna put it back up over 1830. I want 1830. I'm putting the stop loss before this. Right there. And then take profit. Oh, did I jump in too early? Bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, this is live. So you see live mistakes and you see live successes. Oh, you're fetching down here, huh? Oh, there you go. Come to that support area. All right. So this is how we're interpreting that, huh? Interesting. Well, we can forget about that for a second. That was just an experiment. And that's why you do this on demos during trading sessions. Okay, love this. So that liquidity indeed came from this side. All right. Let's see the 1 hour. Okay, now we're good. Now we're on. Now we're on to 1810s. Whew, like this. So this number changed for some reason. $205, so they revised this. Okay. Look how it says. Did it say revised? Yeah. Okay, okay. 18. 4 hours. Man, what if this is just like everyone sell, and then nope, it's gone. Come back over here. And then further push. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, there's still Friday to come. There's still Friday to come. I've had a few prices set up here, which are the 1810. Yeah, it's pretty much there. But also 1805. Wow, so the opening came up over here and then did that further push down. Alright. Yeah. Well, that's interesting, guys. This is what I wanted you to see live and try to comprehend the news. And man, this is so, like I said, why don't they put this color green? I mean red. You know? Yeah, for gold red. Cause the forecast is 211. Revised from 201. Revised from 204. Unemployment. Yeah, once again, positive news for US. You see that? So obviously our bias to go down is it was kept. Like, this is what we wanted. I personally wanted it to come higher, but that's what actually did yesterday, so it makes sense, you know. So this is where the liquidity came from, coming down here. New York failed to break London's higher into that imbalance area, and then it just decided to go a little smoother, more smooth according to how the news came out. Because usually it's choppy. Usually it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it marks the trend. This was smooth. This was positive for US, negative for metals. Boom, down. This is how actually it should be most of the times. And that's why I was trying to anticipate like a kind of fake out scenario where this kind of comes a little bit here and then come back up all the way very strong and then break down Don't be surprised if this comes back in the range, right? But yeah. This is a 1 minute. It's not the strongest rejection. Also, it stopped at 1813, which is like, meh. I'm not a fan of that. I like 1815. I see I'm a fan of that number, 1815. On it. I forget that we have another order in the other chart. Or did I close it? Yeah, I have that opened. That's pretty funny. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I'm gonna leave it here, guys. This was news anticipation, market analysis, price action. Trying to do this on a moment of important news. Please, please, please make sure that you realize that almost most trading strategies are not respected much during news. However, you can have a general idea, and little by little you can start to understand where the market ends up going and why. And this is what we were doing, and I can say it was a good day because we managed to anticipate the retest of London's high and its low. Right at the beginning, you saw how we talked about the fact that every market session retests its previous market's range. And that being said, I'm going to show you here just to make a little awesome 5-minute closing, if you want to say. We saw market open here. We talked about it trying to retest its high. We had an imbalance here. We said it might want to come in there and then break down, right, to further retest support or this support. We had the news in the equation of our decision making, and we were trying to figure out if the news was going to come out negative, where was it going to go, you know. We then successfully were able to realize it was retesting its low, and it did. We saw rejection, and then the news came out,